My name is Kane, and this is the story of how I lost, won, and eventually found love in the most unexpected way. If someone had told me years ago that my heart would be tested by betrayal and healed by someone I never imagined, I would have laughed. But here I am, writing it down, because some stories deserve to be told. It all began at a party in Lagos, at a friend's house. The music was loud, the lights dim, and the air smelled of grilled suya and cheap liquor. I wasn't expecting much that night, just laughter and maybe a few drinks. That's when I met Mia. She was radiant, with a smile that could light up the whole street. We'd known each other casually, but that night was different. As the party dragged on, we found ourselves on a worn-out couch, laughing about nothing and everything. Our friends disappeared to fetch more drinks, leaving the two of us alone. There was a pause, one of those heavy silences that carries possibility. Before I could think, Mia leaned closer. Our lips met, soft at first, then urgent, as though we had both been waiting for this moment without realizing it. The night blurred after that. I remember her warmth, her perfume, and the way her head rested on my chest when I woke up. We both agreed it was just fun, nothing serious. But fun, as I would later learn, has a way of turning into something deeper. Life has a way of weaving threads you don't notice until later. I lived in Ikeja, but my grandmother stayed in Surulere. Every weekend I visited her, and little did I know those visits would pull Mia deeper into my orbit. She lived just 20 minutes away, and somehow fate kept putting us in each other's path. At first, it was group hangouts, suya spots, football watch parties, or just strolling through Yaba Market laughing at the chaos. But sometimes, it was just me and her. And those were the moments that felt dangerous. We'd tell ourselves it was nothing, just friends having fun. But the fire between us didn't listen. One afternoon, we sat outside my grandma's flat, the late sun painting the sky gold. She leaned against me, her hair brushing my cheek, and again our lips met. I should have stopped it. But the truth is, I didn't want to. This wasn't just playful anymore, it was something neither of us could fully name. Weeks turned into months of this rhythm. Sneaking kisses, late-night calls, unspoken feelings. People around us started whispering. Were we together? Were we not? Mia wanted clarity, and I, unsure of my own heart, kept stalling. Until one evening she asked plainly, "Kane, are we doing this or not?" The Lagos air was heavy that night, but my answer came light and certain. Yes, let's do this. And just like that, Mia and I were officially together. Those first weeks of our relationship were fire. Everything felt electric. We were inseparable when we could be, sharing jokes, kisses, and secrets. When she looked at me, it felt like I was the only man alive. We made plans, silly ones and serious ones, about where we'd go and what we'd become. But then school resumed, and life pulled us apart. She was back in her campus town. I was busy with mine. The calls continued, but the distance gnawed at us. Still, I tried to believe we were strong enough to survive it. At first, Mia's texts came fast and sweet good mornings, voice notes, random, "I miss you." But slowly, they grew shorter, delayed, almost forced. I told myself it was just stress, exams, or friends keeping her busy. But in my gut, a seed of doubt was sprouting. New Year's Eve came, and she told me she had plans with her girls. I respected it, though something in her voice felt rehearsed. That night, I stayed home, scrolling through fireworks videos and wondering if she thought of me. When I asked later, her answers were vague, almost defensive. "It was just vibes," she said. brushing off details. A smarter man might have pressed harder, but I let it go. Still, something was breaking. I could feel the gap widening, though I didn't yet know why. But I would soon. And when the truth came, it cut deeper than I ever expected. February arrived with dry harmattan winds and the kind of chill that seeps into your bones. That was when Mia called me out of the blue. Her voice was steady but distant, and before she even said it, I knew. Kane, I don't think this is working. The distance, it's too much. Let's just be friends. The words hit like a blow, though I tried to mask it. I asked no questions, offered no argument. I simply agreed, because what else could I do? But deep down, suspicion clawed at me. Her reason felt too neat, too clean. We stayed in touch, though less and less. She'd send casual messages, sometimes acting as if nothing had happened. I played along, though a part of me kept replaying that night she went out for New Year's. The truth found me through Sonia, a mutual friend. She had been there that night, and she couldn't hold it anymore. Kane, I think you need to know, she said, sliding her phone across the table. On the screen, there was Mia, my Mia, locked in a kiss with a guy I'd never seen before. Sonia told me his name was Kelvin. And just like that, the lie unraveled. My chest tightened, but I didn't confront Mia. Not yet. Instead, I smiled at Sonia, thanked her, and tucked the photo away. A plan began to form in my head. If Mia thought she could play games, she had no idea who she was dealing with. Months passed. By August, Mia was celebrating her birthday at a nightclub in Victoria Island. She didn't invite me, but Lagos is small, and fate or maybe something darker placed me there that night. The music throbbed, the lights flickered, and there she was. When our eyes met, she smiled, almost shyly. Maybe it was the drinks, maybe nostalgia, but soon we were talking, then laughing, then kissing. Just like old times. Mia, I whispered, pulling away. What are we doing? She bit her lip and said, I miss you, Kane. I want us back. In that moment, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I wouldn't reject her, not yet. No. I would give her everything she thought she wanted: attention, affection, consistency. I'd remind her of what she lost. And when she was at her peak of desire, when she was sure she had me back, I'd crush her illusions. So for weeks, I poured myself into her. Dates, late-night calls, thoughtful gestures. I was the perfect boyfriend she once wished for. And she fell hard, harder than before. By October, she was obsessed. But inside, I was ice. I hadn't forgotten Kelvin. I hadn't forgotten New Year's. And I certainly hadn't forgotten the photo burning a hole in my phone. The time for my revenge was coming, and I was going to make it unforgettable. By November, Mia was hooked. She clung to me in every way, desperate to define us again. Kane, let's make it official, she pleaded one evening as we strolled along Allen Avenue. I looked at her, smiled gently, and said, soon. Every touch, every kiss, every gesture was calculated. I gave her everything she craved while keeping my heart walled off. To her, it must have felt like I was drifting back into love. To me, it was preparation for the final act. She didn't know that I already had my weapon, the photos Sonia had shown me months ago. Kelvin's hands around her waist, her lips locked with his. Proof undeniable. One night, as we sat in her car outside her friend's flat, she asked, why do I feel like you're holding back? I leaned close, brushed her cheek, and whispered, patience, Mia. You'll understand soon. Her eyes shone with hope, completely unaware of the storm I was about to unleash. And when the moment finally came, I was ready to break her world, just as she once tried to break mine. The night finally arrived. I invited Mia over, cooked her favorite jollof rice, and poured chilled palm wine. She was glowing, thinking this was the moment I would finally ask her back officially. Her laughter filled my small apartment, her hand never leaving mine. After dinner, she leaned in, whispering, "Kane, I'm ready. Tell me we're together again." I smiled faintly, then reached for my phone. Pulling up the photo Sonia had given me, I slid it across the table. Her smile froze. The color drained from her face as her eyes locked on the image. Her arms around Kelvin, lips tangled in his on New Year's Eve. Silence stretched heavy between us. Finally, she stammered, "Kane, I can explain." I cut her off. "Explain how you broke us, lied to me, and then came crawling back? Explain why you thought I'd forget?" Her lips trembled, tears welling. "It was a mistake. I was drunk. It didn't mean anything. Please, Kane, I love you." I stood, calm as the Harmattan breeze. "Mia, you're not in love with me. You're in love with what you lost. But I'm not yours anymore. This is your consequence." She sobbed, reaching for me, but I stepped away. For the first time, I felt peace. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. Mia left that night shattered, and though she tried to contact me after, I blocked every number. My revenge was complete, or so I thought. Mia didn't take it well. The next few weeks were chaos. She bombarded me with calls from different numbers, even showed up at my gate once, tears streaming, demanding answers. "Kane, don't do this. You're punishing me too hard. We can fix it," she cried. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You fixed nothing the night you kissed Kelvin." That was the end. Then I closed the gate. Her meltdown spiraled from rage to apologies to manipulation. One moment she blamed me. "You pushed me away. That's why I cheated." The next, she begged, "I'll be better. Just give me one more chance." But I stayed silent, firm, and cold. Her storm couldn't shake me anymore. Friends noticed her unraveling. Some whispered that she'd lost weight, stopped attending outings. Others said she cursed my name behind closed doors. Whatever it was, I didn't care. My mind was already moving on. One evening, Sonia messaged me. "You did the right thing." She needed to learn. I thanked her, unaware that Sonia herself would soon become the brightest twist in my story. Because while Mia's world was crumbling, mine was slowly being rebuilt by the one person who had shown me truth when everyone else lied. Sonia had always been in the background, Mia's close friend, my quiet confidant. She was the one who exposed the truth about Kelvin, the one who gave me the strength to hold my silence until the right time. After Mia's breakdown, Sonia checked on me often. At first, it was casual, "Hope you're holding up." Then, slowly, it turned into late-night chats, shared jokes, and confessions. One Friday evening, we met at a small cafe in Surulere. The hum of generators mixed with the aroma of fried plantain. She smiled at me, warm and genuine, and for the first time in months, I felt something stir inside me. "You know," she said, stirring her zobo, "Mia never deserved you. You've always deserved better." Her words lingered in my chest. Sonia wasn't flashy like Mia, but she carried a quiet beauty, one that sneaked into my heart before I realized it. As the weeks rolled on, our bond deepened. We shared walks through Ojuelegba, laughed at ridiculous Nollywood storylines, and even sang along to Burna Boy tracks in traffic jams. It was effortless, peaceful, the opposite of the storm I'd endured with Mia. Still, part of me hesitated. Sonia was Mia's best friend. Wouldn't this stir more drama? But my heart was already drifting, and sometimes the best things in life come wrapped in complications. Little did I know, this was the beginning of something real. The more time I spent with Sonia, the harder it became to ignore the pull between us. Every laugh lingered longer. Every touch of her hand sparked something I couldn't deny. But in the back of my mind, one thought echoed. Asterisk. This is Mia's best friend. Asterisk. One evening, we sat on the balcony of her apartment, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. The air smelled faintly of roasted corn from a street vendor below. Sonia sighed, her eyes reflecting the glow. Kane, can I be honest with you? I nodded. I like you, more than I should, and I know it's messy, but I can't pretend anymore. My chest tightened. I wanted to tell her I felt the same, but guilt gnawed at me. Sonia, if Mia finds out. She cut me off softly. Mia made her choices. She let you go. She broke you. Don't you think you deserve happiness too? Her words struck deep. For months, I had built walls around my heart, but here was Sonia, chipping them down with patience and sincerity. That night, as we sat in silence, our hands found each other's, warm, certain, dangerous. I didn't kiss her, not yet, but I knew that moment was coming, and when it did, there would be no turning back. It happened one rainy evening. The downpour trapped me at Sonia's apartment after a study group. We sat together on her couch, wrapped in the soft hum of Afrobeats, playing low on her speaker. Lightning flashed, and she leaned against me, her hair damp from the rain. Kane, she whispered, almost trembling. I can't keep fighting this. Before I could respond, her lips brushed mine gentle, questioning. I froze, then melted into her kiss. It was nothing like Mia's. It wasn't desperate or manipulative. It was steady, sure, and full of promise. When we pulled back, she searched my eyes for regret, but there was none, only relief. I've wanted this, I admitted, but I didn't know if I should. You should, she said, smiling faintly, because this us feels right. From that night, everything shifted. We moved cautiously, keeping it quiet, not wanting gossip to ruin what was blossoming. But in private, our connection grew fierce. She became my peace, my laughter, my confidant. And though I knew Mia would explode if she discovered the truth, I couldn't bring myself to care anymore. Sonia wasn't a rebound. She was something greater, something worth risking the past for. In Lagos, secrets never stay buried long. Whispers started swirling. Friends saw me and Sonia together too often, too close. Some asked bluntly, Kane, are you two? I brushed it off with a smile, but the rumors spread like harmattan fire. One afternoon, Mia herself confronted me at a cafe. She stormed in, her eyes blazing. Kane, are you seeing Sonia? I leaned back, calm. Why does it matter, Mia? You and I are done. It matters because she's my best friend, she snapped, slamming her hand on the table. Heads turned, but I didn't flinch. She's also her own person, I replied coolly. Maybe you should think about why the people closest to you keep choosing me instead of staying loyal to you. Her face twisted in rage, then broke into a bitter laugh. So this is your revenge? Sleeping with my best friend? I stood, placing a few naira notes on the table. No, Mia. My revenge was showing you the truth. This Sonia and I is love. Her mouth fell open, but I didn't stay to hear her response. I walked out, feeling lighter than I ever had. The gossip would grow, the drama would thicken, but I no longer cared. I had chosen peace, and for once, my heart was exactly where it belonged. Dating Sonia felt like rediscovering myself. We took slow walks through Lekki, hand in hand, the salty sea breeze brushing our faces. We tried new street foods, shared laughter over puff-puff and bolai, and spent nights talking about dreams instead of wounds. Unlike Mia, Sonia never played games. She was transparent, honest, and steady. With her, I didn't feel the need to prove anything. I could just be Kane the man, not the revenge plot. Still, part of me worried about the weight of our past. One night, as we lay beneath her ceiling fan, I asked, "Do you ever feel guilty about her?" Sonia turned to me, her eyes soft. "Sometimes. But then I remember Mia never valued you. She lost you because she didn't cherish what she had. And I won't make that mistake." Her words healed something inside me. For the first time in a long time, I felt chosen not as an option, not as a second thought, but as someone worth loving. The world outside might gossip, Mia might fume, but none of it mattered when Sonia's hand was in mine. Hi listeners, hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, then tap the subscribe button so my story can reach more people. Thank you. Of course, Mia didn't stay quiet. By December, she had launched a campaign to destroy us. She spread lies that Sonia betrayed her, that I manipulated them both, that I was a player. Mutual friends pulled me aside. "Kane, you need to talk to her. She's losing it." But I refused. The truth didn't need defending. My actions spoke louder than her venom. One evening, Mia showed up at Sonia's gate, screaming accusations. "You stole him from me! You're a backstabber!" Sonia stood firm, calm as ever. "No, Mia, you lost him all by yourself." Watching Sonia defend us, I realized just how strong she was. She didn't need me to shield her. She stood tall on her own, and that made me love her more. Mia stormed off, swearing she'd never forgive either of us. But her words bounced off like pebbles against iron. Her power over me was gone forever. Even in love, challenges arise. For Sonia and me, it was trust. My past with Mia had left scars, and sometimes I caught myself doubting, questioning unnecessarily. One night, Sonia noticed my silence and asked, "Kane, what's wrong?" I hesitated before confessing. "Sometimes I fear losing you the way I lost her." She held my face, steady and firm. "I am not Mia. Don't punish me for her mistakes. Trust me, Kane. I'm here because I choose you." Her words melted my doubts. Slowly, I learned to let go of old ghosts and fully embrace what we had. Ironically, exactly 1 year after Mia cheated, I found myself at another New Year's party, this time with Sonia. As fireworks lit up the Lego sky, Sonia squeezed my hand. "This feels right," she whispered. I kissed her under the exploding colors, my heart bursting with certainty. This is where I'm meant to be. And for the first time in years, New Year's didn't sting. It shone with promise. Our love deepened through the seasons. We studied side by side, cooked meals together, argued playfully over football matches, and even planned future travels. Every day with Sonia proved that love wasn't meant to be chaos. It was supposed to feel like coming home. Mia eventually disappeared from my story. Word spread. She left Lagos for Abuja, chasing a fresh start. Perhaps she realized she couldn't win this battle. For me, her absence was a final blessing. I could breathe fully now. By the following November, I knew what I wanted. At a quiet dinner with Sonia, I took her hand and said, "You showed me what real love feels like. Be mine forever?" Tears filled her eyes as she nodded. "Yes, Kane. Always." The restaurant erupted in cheers, but in that moment, the world felt like it was just us. Looking back now, I realize every heartbreak, every betrayal, Every sleepless night brought me here. Mia thought she broke me, but in truth, she cleared a path for Sonia. Today, I am at peace. I found not just revenge, but love. True, lasting love. And as I close this chapter of my diary, I smile knowing this isn't really the end. It's only the beginning of forever, with Sonia by my side.